Live.
Is it live? Um, uh, my apologies again. We had another technical glitch. This is part of being located in emerging markets. During the hot summers, there's a lot of overconsumption in countries like India. So naturally, that has side effects and collateral damage. And so internet connection is off and on. Our sincere apologies to the community. So the first question is about mainnet. So I already addressed that we will be going live on August 15th this year with Zebi public blockchain. And so naturally, new Zebi coins, ZEBI coins, will be swapped with the existing ERC20 token CXOs. And at this moment, we basically decided that we will give 90 days for all the existing ERC20 token holders to swap out into Zebi coins. Next question, please.
Yeah, please for you.
So specific product and service verticals. So the utility for Zebi token at the current moment, obviously the most important utility because Zebi public blockchain works on proof of stake mechanism. So naturally, for all the various nodes to operate, whether it's the master nodes or other generic nodes, at the end of the day, they all have to hold certain amount of Zebi coins, which is called staking. So naturally, for maintaining all components of our public blockchain, Zebi coins will be the key ingredient, if you will. The second is, of course, as we have communicated earlier, for any of our customers that are using any of the services on Zebi platform, they can basically use Zebi coins to basically make the payment and avail Zebi services. And last but not least, there are various stakeholders in the entire ecosystem. So there are data providers, data requesters, there is verification. All the players in our Zebi ecosystem will be able to transact with Zebi coins. But it's a little futuristic, but the immediate short-term usage will be more focused on the staking to ensure that the public blockchain is live and running. So there is a question on master nodes. So so naturally, since we just announced the launch date, I think closer to the launch date, probably a few weeks prior, perhaps in July, we will actually publish more nitty-gritty details on the public blockchain. So that will ensure that pretty much with respect to staking and all other requirements, you will have the necessary communication so that you are prepared to, whenever the coins are available, you can make the choice whether you want to run a master node or a generic node. What will be the rewards for running master nodes? Again, all these details will be shared down the road. So the next question is about listing in top 10 exchanges. So I think most of you would have noticed that in the last 3 months, we probably listed on half a dozen exchanges. All of that information is available in our Telegram channels. So we will continue to look for listing on volume exchanges. There is always a question about, when are we going to get listed on Binance? So, I mean, obviously, every exchange has their own success criteria, a checklist that we have to ensure that we meet their, we conform to their requirements for listing. So what we are going to do is obviously once the mainnet is launched, because for majority of the top exchanges, having a live mainnet is critical for the listing. And once the launch happens in August, after that time, we will definitely pursue all the important exchanges to ensure that Zebi has enough liquidity and is available globally for most of our community to do their purchases, whether it's for staking or from uh, an ownership perspective.
So that said, I think outside of Binance, we are listed on several of the top 5 exchanges, right? OKX being one of them,
Yes.
right? We listed on CoinLink, which is in the top 5. And if you take the top 20, we've listed on several of those recently.
So for the community, very quickly, Arun, who's speaking now, is our CFO. So please go.
Yeah, so I would not term these exchanges as bad or lowly ranked exchanges. Outside of Binance, I think we've made decent progress. And there is liquidity in the market at all of these exchanges. There's a couple more we're talking to. And then Bitmart is another one that we've listed. It may not be in the top 5 or 10, but it's a pretty reputed exchange. And we've received some good feedback from the community as well on several of these exchanges.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Any questions on the live platform so far? Have we live?
Can you share those?
So does the exchange support swap of ZCO to Zebi coin? So, I mean, obviously, if ZCOs are listed in multiple exchanges, we will try to work with all the exchanges wherever ZCO is trading to ensure that they can support the swap. In the event the exchange cannot support, then we will give enough heads up with respect to communication so that all of you can actually work with the exchange and withdraw your coins, and then directly work with Zebi to ensure that you basically get the new Zebi coins issued. How are you going to prove that Zebi CXOs are indeed purchasing 1,000 Ether worth of ZCOs? So I think, this question keeps coming back time and again. So I myself actually addressed it directly in Telegram, but I think it's always good to reiterate. So the CXO buyback is personal spend. Okay, basically, the CXOs approached the board and indicated interest to purchase Zebi coins in the open market, and the board basically approved the same. So it's their personal spend. It's not a corporate buyback. So naturally, we cannot share any details on personal buybacks. Naturally, if they have the intent to purchase, they will follow through because you are looking at all the CXOs out here, and all of us are confident about the future of Zebi. And as I have indicated earlier, we have grand plans for the growth of Zebi's technology, our products, and our platform. So we genuinely believe, and so we are following through. I myself have made a lot of purchases. But that said, I don't want to give you details of my wallet address, etc., because it's a security risk, and I share the same concern for my colleagues out here, and so you just have to trust us when it comes to following through on these buybacks.
live?
So there is a question about Matic launch on Binance, and can Zebi do the same? I think we already beat this to death. So basically, please, I know all of you have waited this long. So to list on Binance, we need the public blockchain to be live, and so we are all focused on delivering that by August 15 this year. Once that happens, many more good things will definitely follow.
Yeah. So a little bit, more context on Binance specifically, because a lot of people seem to love Binance. If you look at the listings of last several months, even if you take last 6 months, all of the listings are really coming from their own what is called as Binance Launchpad, also known as IEO, initial exchange offering. Like they're not really listing any of the coins that are already listed on other exchanges. I mean, like Arun mentioned earlier, we already listed on 2 top 5 exchanges, right? OKX and another one is Bitmart or Coinmate, Bitmart. So don't get too concerned about things that may not matter immediately. You should ask us the right questions. Like Sudhir indicated, we made super progress on the mainnet launch. That matters to us. That matters to our customers. That matters to the progress of the whole company as a business. And that's a huge deliverable change that we made, right? Pulling in the original date was December, and we've been making a lot of progress in the background. And a few of the community members privately asked me, how can you show the proof that we are making progress? And this is the best proof, right? August 15th is what, 2 more months, 2.5 more months? Yeah. And we'll be able to deliver that. It's a huge thing, yeah. Are we seeing a lot of claps in the community about the August 15th deliverable? Right? Because people complained about not delivering, not showing progress, and we are showing progress. It's a huge commitment that we're making from the company.
So next question, Telangana government announced the blockchain startup. Is Zebi going to provide any platform for the new upcoming projects, etc.?
Yeah.
So
I can take it.
Can I take it?
Yeah.
Actually, so I just want to give an update on the blockchain startup district that.
It's a blockchain district, really.
Yeah,
startup.
it's a blockchain district.
with a quick intro.
Yeah, so this is Prithvi, CEO of Zebi now, previously with Element 42. So yesterday we have had an initial discussion with the blockchain district, and we have already met with them and indicated our interest in participating in the whole ecosystem. They have asked us for a proposal on what we could do, given that we are leaders in the ecosystem here. And you will see some updates regarding this very shortly. So we have asked them for about a week's time to go back to them with a proposal. And we will be doing something considerably big in that district as influencers in the ecosystem here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's an awesome update, probably. And just to reiterate, right, we have been working with them the last, more than a year actually. Correct. Since we launched Telangana AAA Bus partnership. This was about a year last, August 2018. Correct. Right? So they took our feedback in formulating the overall proposal for blockchain district. So like Prithvi mentioned, that's a huge milestone. Yeah. Right? Working with Telangana is a major government in India, and they are pioneering the overall blockchain adoption in India.
So just to add one more thing on top of that is the blockchain district is also, Telangana is also on the first blockchain policy in India. And again, as part of the discussion that we had as recently, less than 24 hours ago, Zebi will also be one of the key players who's providing inputs into the blockchain policy that is going to be rolled out. Currently it's in draft, but the final policy will be rolled out very shortly. And Zebi is one of the key stakeholders providing inputs there.
Sounds good. Next question is about Zebi's involvement in smart cities initiatives across India. So we are indeed engaged in conversations with some of the key players in the smart city ecosystem in India. So naturally, as and when things get formalized with respect to deployment of our products, we will keep you posted, and you will definitely hear from us. The next question is about Torque. The fund, is it still involved? I mean, naturally, uh, Torque funds came through, uh, I mean, obviously it's a fund, so they have a whole bunch of LPs who actually contributed to the fund. So the coins that were given to the fund were distributed to all the LPs. So it's very difficult to actually track 200 or 300 LPs that actually contributed to the fund's investment. At this point, that's the only piece of information that we have. Yeah, anything you want?
Yeah, no, I mean, we haven't contacted Talk in several months now. So I guess, that's where it is.
The next question is about updating our website with the names of governments, universities, hotels, companies we are currently working with. So Zebi's website is undergoing a revamp. So Mitash, what's the time frame for the new website to go live?
It's about 4 to 6 weeks, I would say.
4 to 6 weeks. So basically by early July, you should actually see the newly revamped website, which will capture all the details about the various Zebi's products, our market traction, and as far as listing the customers, obviously some customers want us to retain confidentiality. They don't want to reveal. They don't want us to reveal their names. That they are our customers. So we have to go and get those approvals. But wherever we have got the approvals, we will ensure that we disclose that on our website.
Keep scrolling.
GitHub updates from Zebi. So obviously after Zebi's public blockchain is launched on August 15, we will be contributing to the GitHub platform. So obviously there are certain key pieces of innovation that are required to ensure that our products are functioning as they were supposed to. And those pieces of innovation will definitely be open sourced. And as and when those updates are made, we will also try to inform the community.
Absolutely.
So the next question is about Zebi Pay. A little more details. So basically, Zebi Pay is nothing but it's a mechanism where Zebi as a company can actually receive compensation from our customers and partners for utilization of our products. Now, this compensation, which is revenue for Zebi as a company, can actually be both in fiat as well as crypto. And we are ensuring that various payment gateways, be it fiat or various crypto currencies, are also accepted through the Zebi Pay platform.
Okay, something live?
Next question. Nothing on live.
Yeah, then by that.
Yeah, so this is a repeat again. There was no corporate buyback announced by Zebi. The only buyback that we announced was the board approving CXO purchase up to 1,000 Ether, and that is happening as we speak. Why people still invest in Zebi? So Zebi is the leading blockchain company in India, and we basically envision blockchain in billions of records, and there is a lot of digitization happening in India. India has 1.3 billion population, and when there is so much digitization, you can imagine how many billions of records are actually being created across various industries, various applications that are being leveraged and consumed by the public. So naturally, Zebi is out there as a pioneer, and Zebi is going to ensure that we take part in helping out in blockchaining all these billions of records. So that kind of usage is not going to be possible even at a global scale for any other technology company. So given the fact that we already have 3 mainstream products, paying customers, revenues, and we have a whole bunch of other products that Babu also shared through our product roadmap a couple of months ago. We see many more good things to come to fruition in the next few months.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are answering questions from Reddit as well. That's what was happening. So the Reddit questions, the important clarification is they were grouped into categories, right? Zebi Pay, a few questions that Sudhir just answered, and then we answered a few questions on mainnet. So it may not be in the same chronological order they were posted on Reddit, but feel free to post it again on Facebook live stream if you feel that the question was not properly answered or was missed out. But we are covering both, right? So let's go and get that Reddit.
So there are a whole bunch of questions about Cardano. So as I have already indicated, Zebi has decided to go with Cosmos platform, which is far more superior to Cardano. And based on Zebi's product requirements and the data handling as well as the performance in terms of transactions per second requirement, we have decided to go with Cosmos, and our public blockchain will go live August 15 this year.
Again, it's a big one, guys. Take a note of that. August 15th.
You want to take that one, Babu?
Yeah. So, see, Matic is a great example where it shows why we are the leading blockchain player in India for the last few years, right? I mean, like Zebi mentioned earlier, we're already working closely with Telangana government and their blockchain district. And similarly, this was 2018 October, September timeframe, and that's when we identified Matic. It's a small team. They're based in Bombay. They were doing very interesting things. So we found it useful to collaborate with Matic at that time. I mean, nobody knew about Matic last September. And we evaluated the technology. We found that it has a lot of potential. And we started collaboration way back. And that helped both the companies. It obviously helped Matic gain traction, gain visibility. And they're listed on Binance now through the IEO or Launchpad, as Binance calls it, and obviously we're very happy for their success, right? And we continue to work together, right? It does help both the companies at this stage, right? And if you're implying why is Zebi not listed on Binance, that's already answered. Like I said, Binance is not really listing any coins already listed on other exchanges, like especially other big exchanges like OKX and CoinMe, like Zebi is listed on.
So the next question is with respect to Indian regulations. Once Zebi launch on August 15, can we buy Zebi with INR? So Arun, do you want to take that?
No, I don't know about the Indian regulations when crypto to fiat will be allowed in India. But that said, just wait till the weekend. We are launching on another exchange, where I think there's possibility for the Indian community to use INR to
Also P2P purchase.
P2P.
Yeah.
P2P. And so just wait for the weekend, there'll be an avenue for that.
All right, so we have another big news coming very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Who is going to be the next CTO? So for all practical purposes, I'm the acting CTO right now, and I'll keep you posted as soon as I make the decision to bring a new one on board. You will all be the first to know. The next question is on element 42. So Prithvi, you want to take that?
Yeah, so can you just see that for me? So yeah, so a little bit about element 42. So we were doing something in the education space, and very similar use cases that Zebi was working on, and we met them, and somebody asked us question around why should you invest in Zebi, and we clearly felt that Zebi is going to be India's biggest blockchain story, as of now at least. Okay, we've already started making global strides, but the scale at which Zebi is operating is clearly phenomenal, at least from a visionary perspective. So from where element 42 was, we had done a lot of work in the education space, and we are a fairly small team. We were a team of 15, but of course now we're part of one team now. We had also opened up some core IP that we're kind of building on now. So you will see some more products getting launched, both at an infrastructure level as well as at a business level. So you will see some more announcements on that coming in the next month or so.
Okay, that's a big one.
The next question, yeah, it's a very big question. Please comment on the governance on the speed of technological progress in Zebi. I thought that CEO with VC background and CTO with technology background would have worked well, where Babu can be realistic about the speed of project development. Would the balance and governance still work for Zebi for its long-term success? Yeah, so it's it's a very difficult question to answer, but I think rather than me telling what Zebi has done, I think if you just pay attention to all the progress that we have announced in the last 3 to 4 months with respect to our traction of our various products, we are probably one of the few real-world application company where we have customers that are paying us to blockchain their records. And that calls for something. And we are, as Prithvi just alluded to, we are India's leading blockchain story. And we are working with various stakeholders in various industries. And so we have many more new products that will be launched. And we just announced our public blockchain date as August 15. So all of this should actually give you the comfort that Zebi is in good hands, and the CXO team at Zebi obviously believes in the long-term potential and is working together to ensure that we are on a good execution path.
Yeah. So let me add a little bit to that. I think people are asking about, is there a gap because there is no CTO in a few days, right? But remember, we have strong technology leadership. So Fani Arega is our, one of the first employees to join Zebi, Senior VP of Engineering. He was in AMAs in the past, right? So he's taking care of a lot of the technology aspects. And we also hired Srinivas Tangirala, people call him Tangi for short. And there is a LinkedIn profile that we should have shared in the Telegram channel or in public domain. We should, right? So he's great. I mean, he joined Zebi just about 2 months ago, and he made so much progress that allowed Sudhir and I to announce early release of public blockchain. Right? So that's how strong the technology team is. So don't worry too much about Zebi's future. Zebi is doing great. We have a very, very unique global technology platform that's recognized very well in India, and there is some recognition happening even outside India, right? And there is the next question. Do you want me to take that? Babu's future plans?
Yeah, so while Babu is moving out as CTO, he continue on the board of the company.
Absolutely.
So naturally, he'll continue to be in touch with the various happenings and the product development, etc., and he'll always be available to consult.
Yeah. So on my career, my future plans, I haven't actually finalized what to do next. My current focus is obviously to reassure all the coin holders, investors, partners, customers that the fact is Zebi has done a tremendous job. We have a lot of traction on technology and in business. We have great CXO team, right? They're all here. You can check out their background. You can research more. What else do you need? Great platform, great customer base, excellent team.
Next question, what is the biggest chain Zebi has right now in terms of data and usage? So basically it's our EduChain product. Zebi EduChain has 1.4 million records that are actually on the blockchain. Next question, will Zebi Tech be open source so other developers can build and expand? Yes, indeed. Once we launch our public blockchain, we will open some of the modules so that additional dApps can be built on top of that, especially for applications that are similar to Zebi's products. Next question, 1101 is already being called out as India's blockchain. How does Zebi look at 1101? So unfortunately, we don't comment on third parties. At the end of the day, when we are having conversations with various stakeholders, including some of the big five consultancy firms, they all want to work with us. And so we clearly know that we are in place. And so given that, obviously, you should actually look at how many records any of the other competitors are actually blockchaining today. And that will clearly give you the answer. So it is one thing to actually discuss or plan and forecast, but it's a completely different task when it comes to delivering product for customers and having real world implementation for our blockchain products.
Yeah, if you're comparing your competitors, just look at the numbers, right? How much real world adoption they have, how many hotels or how many universities, how many colleges or how many government departments that use the competitors' blockchain versus Zebi blockchain. So you will know.
That said, I think this world is pretty big.
Of course.
Blockchain industry is huge. It's not a one-to-one thing, and Zebi's made plenty of progress. Like Sudhir said, it's not only in India. I've been in Zebi for about 3 months, but I've already seen, when there are bits out, abroad as well. Many of the big five and branded companies come to us for partnership. So,
absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah, so these are incoming calls. Remember that, and they continue to happen, and they're only increasing.
Can you show anything from the mainnet public chain? Oh, not at this time. Please wait. You waited this long.
Yeah.
So please wait for it.
August 15th is coming very soon.
Yeah, a few more months.
So we'll share those updates on the website and in other forums, right? As we
Yes.
and all this.
Yeah.
People will see the progress.
Definitely. Would independent developers be able to build something on top of Zebi public blockchain? Yes.
Already answered. Okay, so going back to the Reddit questions.
So there are a whole bunch of questions about revenues. So see, at a high level, right, we are not sharing any financials But what I can tell you folks is how our business model works, right? So in the technology ecosystem, there is an entire category of companies called SaaS business model, basically software as a service. And our business model is very similar to that. So the way it works is, let's say a university wants us to deploy Zebi EduChain, then whatever historical data that they have, we basically charge them a one-time license fee to initially blockchain the data. And then subsequently, if they want to issue a new certificate or a new transcript or verify something, so bottom line, every time there is a read or a write onto the chain database, we basically charge a nominal transaction fee. So that is how our business model works. And obviously, across the three products, we do have revenues and paying customers across all the three products. How many developers do we have working at Zebi? So currently we have, I think our total headcount is about 86, but then majority of them are engineers and developers. So roughly 80, I would say. And we are planning to scale the headcount to close to 150 by the end of March 2020. Will Zebi ever become open source? I think we already addressed this. Why is Zebi team CXOs only from Telugu states? Actually, that's not true.
So I'm from Bangalore. I'm not from. He's also from Bangalore.
So Arun and Prithvi are from Karnataka, and Babu and I are from Andhra Pradesh.
We pick the best from multiple states, guys.
Yeah.
Is Zebi profitable now? When is it expected to be profitable on a monthly basis? How much cash does Zebi have? How long can it operate without additional external financing? So, as I said, we are not going into any financial details. As far as cash requirement to continue operations is concerned, so obviously, I think some of you might already know this. We are opportunistically raising equity financing. So there is a Series A round that is currently happening with investors. It's a 10 million Series A preferred round. So as and when we make progress and if we close with new investors, we'll definitely make an announcement.
And there's already early interest.
This is a very big question.
They're talking about the website change to make it clickable.
Yeah.
So that we can respond and confirm if we're planning to do it.
So this is a question on smart cities. I already addressed that. Scroll to the next. How do you operate in India where all cryptocurrencies are banned? So I think we don't want Zebi to be confused with a cryptocurrency. Zebi is a blockchain innovator, and we have already launched multiple products, and some of our customers are actually government departments, and so we don't see any issue with respect to operating in and out of India.
It's actually the reverse for blockchain. Even as of yesterday, if you read the paper, there's been announcements on incentives for blockchain technology.
Yeah.
So many governments are actually incentivizing blockchain tech companies. So,
So the next question is about Zebi Asset Chain product with respect to ongoing storage cost of the land records. Actually, our business model ensures that whatever we are charging our customers will ensure that all of our costs are taken care of, and on top of that, we have gross margins.
Yeah, I mean, blockchain protection is on top of the basic storage of the data, obviously.
True.
Okay, anything else in the Reddit? Are we completely done? Okay, I see you have more here.
What happened to Chrome 4 and Fox Business News? So, obviously we don't have access to those streams. So, as and when our marketing agency, who is based out of New York City, as and when they furnish those details, we will definitely post it in our Telegram channels and our social handles. Does Zebi have partnership outside of India? So we are exploring actively. In fact, we have leads and we are having partner discussions with several prospects in Brazil, Colombia, Vietnam, Indonesia, UK, and USA. So some of these, obviously, I cannot speculate, but once we sign the partnership agreement and we secure probably the first customer, that's when we will actually go live and announce it to all of you.
So on the Zebi, the proofs, right? We already shared the proof with Andhra Pradesh government a while ago. Go.
Proof for what? Oh, about the partnerships.
Yeah, and so both the Telangana and Andhra partnerships were proven more than a year ago.
We already shared.
So on this, there's just one comment I want to make. There's a lot of requests for us to reveal customer names and partnerships. So we need to understand two things. So one is that we need customer consent to do so. So only where we get customer consent do we go ahead and put these logos up. That is one.
Yeah.
Second is it also makes way for competition. So we are a little wary of doing that right now, where we think that the account is still in nascent stage. So when we have cemented relationships and we have permissions from customers, we will definitely announce. I mean, we have made press releases in the past, and we continue to do those announcements.
Yeah. Okay, back to Reddit. Okay.
The plans to start heavier marketing when the mainnet launches. Marketing has been a concern in the community. So yes, we do have plans. In fact, we just signed up with another digital agency as well. So as August 15th is approaching, you will see more and more activity with respect to our digital and social presence.
Yeah, even as we speak, I think we've increased our investment in marketing.
Yeah.
We've answered this.
Yeah, it's a repeat.
Okay, USA office.
So Zebi's opening offices in California. Yes, we do have an office in Milpitas, California. It's in Silicon Valley. And the next question is, why is Babu leaving? We already addressed that. Buyback, we already addressed that.
Scroll up a little bit.
I think we should scroll.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
No, this is all related
Yeah.
to
You all answered.
buys.
Yeah. All answered. Okay. Go all the way down.
There was a change of government in Andhra Pradesh. New government can decide to give blockchain land records to some other companies. Can you throw some insight? So, the elections are just now over. So the new administration has to take charge. So obviously, at the end of the day, if one of our customers decides to use a competitor's product, then there is nothing much Zebi can do. At the end of the day, Zebi has great products that bring value. I think most of you know that to actually replace an existing vendor, especially in something that is core to the blockchain database, it's not that easy to make a shift. So given that, we believe in our products and we are constantly innovating, as I have alluded to earlier. So given all of that, we are comfortable with any change in government in Andhra Pradesh.
No, also I would add that it's not about just one customer. In business, you've been and use. So our effort is to diversify the business, right? So AP government is not the only revenue stream for us, right? And there's multiple revenue streams we are trying to establish, multiple geographies, multiple products, multiple customers, right?
Yeah.
So that's what will withstand any kind of loss of it.
Will you share company revenue or financials with the token holders in the future? No, we don't have any plans to do that at the moment.
Yes, the record is entered. So customers pay for both data protection and data access, right? So these are recurring revenues. Remember that.
Yeah, so I think Sudhir answered that question earlier. So, I mean, the question was repeated twice. So I'll just take a moment to answer that. So basically, our pricing model currently includes, or rather, has all these assumptions built in as to how long the data can last, and it still be profitable. So all that is already accounted for in our transactions.
Yeah.
And again, we need to understand that every year we are adding continuously, even for data issuers, they are continuously paying us, regardless of whether someone is verifying it or not. Right. So
yeah, that's a great example, right? Great point.
Yeah.
Right. Data protection is the basic use case that's needed for all of this high-value data.
Yeah.
And sometimes the data access may not happen for a few months because education records are not verified every day, right? But the data protection happens because there are new education records created every year, and that's where we get the recurring revenue.
So GDPR privacy law is the next question. Will Zebi target Europe? GDPR is in our product roadmap currently. It's not yet fully there. So once we do it, we will announce it. But it might take maybe a quarter to do that. Not just to implement GDPR, but we need to make a full market analysis before we go into a market like Europe. But that is in our roadmap, yes.
So we have 3 more minutes for the AMA.
Are we at the end of the Reddit?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so buyback we already answered miscellaneous, okay. Is a person from Telegram group.
I think it's, yeah. Any other questions online?
Okay, so I just want to close this session by reiterating the fact that Zebi continues to be in strong hands. We have excellent leadership in all facets to run the business, launch new products, and we just announced that August 15th is when Zebi public blockchain will go live. And in the subsequent 90 days, we will ensure that ZCOs are actually swapped with the new Zebi coins. And as and when we get more granularity, we will definitely publish details on staking and other aspects of Zebi's public blockchain. And that said, we will ensure that we keep the community up to date with respect to all of our new product launches as well as customer design wins. And also if we do enter other geographies, as Arun and Ruby were pointing out, we will definitely share that with you. So with that, thank you all.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank you
your time.
everyone.
Okay, thank you guys.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.